Bam! Been down since day one ish. Right? Have you been down since day one ish?
That should answer everybody's question.
Man, we got a lot of news to get to, so let's go ahead and let's get to it. Welcome to Pick Six, where we cover six teams in the NFL, that being the Raiders, the Cowboys, the Niners, the Packers, the Rams, and of course, our beloved Steelers. And there is so much to get to. So, without further ado, let's get to it.
All right. Well, let's get into our records first. A very tight race. It's almost like baseball in September or football in December. 16 and 14, both of us apiece. Right there. Now, you did have the lead last week. I forgot what game, but I was able to tie it. But still a lot of season left. All right. But it's been a very tight race throughout the first 5 weeks. All right. Or 6. Yeah. So we got the Cowboys on a bye week. They got completely blown out by the Detroit Lions. I was a bit surprised, not that they lost, but that it was just, an embarrassing loss. How do you feel on the Cowboys so far this year? Kind of just middle of the pack. Do you see them getting better?
Well, I was watching that game as well, and then I just kind of started just glancing at that game. It made its way down to one of the smaller TVs, and then it just made its way to multiple screen.
Wow, multiple screen on a small
screen, and then it just I'm only watching it because we covered the Cowboys. That was it. Good gosh, man. After a Sunday night victory against the Steelers the week before, I had said, did that take a lot out of them? And I don't know if it took a lot out of them, but I had said this, man. Yes, when they beat the Steelers, yeah, you get the victory. A win's a win. But I had said it. I said, I see a lot of holes in their game. A lot of holes in their game that the Steelers couldn't capitalize on. The Lions can capitalize on all this stuff because the Lions are all that and a bag of chips this season. And boy, did they ever. Good gosh, man. If I ever needed to see just a forfeit, it was that game. So they're going into a bye week.
That's a well-needed one.
Okay. Well, look. After a horrible loss like that, that's why I want to ask you. After a horrible loss like that, heck yeah. After a horrible loss like that, do you go into the bye week, or do you just want to get back out there and say, nah, screw that, man. Get me back out there. I want to redeem myself. Now I got to go this whole time. I can't really relax because the last thing on my mind is just getting smashed.
Yeah, my mentality would be I would want a short week. I want to play Thursday night. Don't even think about that loss because you're in preparation for Thursday night, right after, the day after. That's my mentality. I don't know. Some people might have a different one, but that is mine. Get that loss completely off of my mind.
I would be pissed that we're going to a bye week. I'm like, screw that. Let's get back out there ASAP to, get that. I don't want this just lingering over my head for 2 freaking weeks now. So, but again, everybody's mentality is different. Maybe to them, it's like, yeah, you know what, boys, let's take this time out. Myself personally, I wouldn't be able to relax. For that bye week, I wouldn't be able to relax. I'd be training super duper duper hard, which might even hurt me coming back. But I wouldn't be able to do it. I'd be like, dude, this bye week came at a bad time.
Yeah, and I think what we saw from the Cowboys on Sunday is really what we've been seeing from them the past few seasons. Yeah, they could beat decent, maybe even some good teams. But once they face those elite teams like Detroit, that's when they really, really struggle. That's exactly what happened on Sunday. That's exactly what's been happening the past few years. Because they're just not, they haven't been on that elite team level. That's all I gotta say.
Okay, what about just in their division though? Just in the NFC East, what do you see out of the Cowboys?
I think they could finish second or third.
They can't take first.
Yeah, but I just honestly, Washington to me is the best team in that division. Trying not to get, we're watching the Dodgers.
We're over here
right now,
watching Dodgers
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Mets,
yeah.
man.
doing pretty decent.
Yes.
But I think Washington is probably the best team in that division. Maybe Washington. So
That's surprising. When's the last time you ever heard that?
Jaden Daniels, Dan Quinn, they're over there doing their thing. All right. And rightfully so. But Cowboys,
Who needs to step it up in the Cowboys? Who's not holding their own?
there's a lot of problems. I'm not convinced with Dak. I'm not convinced with the head coach. I'm not convinced with Jerry Jones. They have a lot of problems still. They do.
Oh man, why you gotta bring Jerry into this?
They have a lot of problems.
Wow. Hey, Mr. Jones, I'd like a tour of Jerry's world, please. He's a grown man; he can speak for himself. So Mr. Jones, I'd like to take a tour of your place, man. It's a place I do really want to go.
Yeah.
I do want to go check out Jerry's world. But wow, I didn't know we were going to go and attack Jerry.
Look. You know what? That loss to the Lions made me feel even more embarrassed that the Steelers lost to them. You don't know how that made me feel, man. I felt like, wow. I was saying it when I was on live. How come the Cowboys couldn't look that bad last week, the week before? Because they also were playing pretty bad. Lions are playing good. They were playing a really good brand of football. But the Cowboys were also playing a pretty bad brand of football.
Cowboy friends, maybe instead of bringing down Jerry Jones, maybe you need to root for him. Jerry. All right, what else we got?
Next, we have the Raiders walking into SoFi Stadium to play the Rams. Raiders are 2-4 coming off a loss against Pittsburgh and a loss of Davante Adams. And the Rams are 1-4 coming off of a bye week. Probably a needed bye week, but I don't really know what to think about any of these two teams. I don't really see any of these teams even making the playoffs. Maybe you're not even coming close. So what do you got on this one, man?
Okay, I'm going to be honest. I don't give a rat's ass about the Rams anymore. Sorry, I don't. Okay, so look, if the Rams win, hey, cool. Maybe you could bring a little bit more excitement. So as far as the Rams, if you want to talk about them right now, go ahead, because we do cover both of these teams. The Rams, I'm done. I'm not interested. But if you guys win, all right, man, maybe there's a little bit. Now, when it comes to the Raiders, right? Coming off an ass whooping, man, coming off of a bad, horrible loss, okay? To my beloved Steelers, by the way. We'll get to that. But when we talk about the Tom Brady Raiders, 5% Tom Brady Raiders, okay?
Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. It's only 5.
Hey, it's a start, right?
All right.
To get to 100, you gotta get to 5 at some point.
It's loading up.
He skipped 1 through 4 and just went to 5.
It's downloading.
Man. It's 1, 2, skip a few, 99, 100. Bam. Okay, so I think. Well, let me ask you this: I don't know how much involved, because now that is interesting to me. I don't know how much involved he's really going to be. Is he doing it just for stock? and or do you think he's some way somehow going to be a little bit involved? The dude's a winner. This guy, he is football.
Yeah.
All right, he is football. He's had a career like none other. All right, everywhere he went, he was a winner. I don't know if it's just, well, you know what? I could put a little purchase here and maybe that'll give me a little bit of revenue. I don't know, or if he's gonna be involved. The guy's a winner. I mean, I would say involve him in all the meetings and stuff.
Yeah, if I'm the Raiders, with the way they're looking, I'd want him as involved as he could possibly be.
Mm.
But we all know he doesn't have to at this point. I mean, he's doing commentary. He's got other things going on. He's probably even has better things to do. But like you said, this is like football's like his life, man. I mean, biggest winner in NFL history by far. He's the Bill Russell of the NFL. But I mean, I think it's a little bit harder to do in the NFL as far as being good for that consistent, especially in the time he was in, going up against quarterbacks like Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, Ben Roethlisberger, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah,
that quarterback era
was something else, man.
And to win that consistently, I mean, come on, man. But yeah, I'd say he'd try to be involved because I just feel like he's just crazy about the game.
Do you think that adds a little something in the locker room, or do you think the loss of shoot, it just slipped my mind. Davante Adams. Do you think that loss is lingering, or do you think they're like kind of like, wow, do you think if Tom Brady stepped foot there and just talked to the boys a little bit, that would like boost their spirits, like, whoa, you know what? Like, we got the GOAT on our side. Like, that's gonna do something for the Raider culture.
Maybe next season. I think the Raiders wrote this season off. I mean,
okay, maybe not. Okay, how about for this game here? They're playing against the Rams.
Maybe
in the home of the Rams, by the way, SoFi Stadium.
No, it's not the home of the Rams this week.
Oh man, yeah. So in the home of the Raiders at SoFi Stadium, right? It's gonna be a home game for the Raiders. All right. What about for this week? You think they could some way somehow like, hey, Brady? He's got to be there with the boys, man. He's got to go talk to them. He's got to. I know he's got a job to do on Sunday, so he's probably not going to be there in the locker room right there. But sometime today, yesterday, whatever it may be, he could have made his way over there and to a practice and talk to the boys. I don't know if he did or didn't. I don't know. It'd be cool if he did.
I mean, maybe, but let's also get one thing straight. The Raiders are not looking good. They haven't looked good. They got blown out against Denver. They got blown out against the Steelers. I mean, they've been looking terrible. They've been playing a bad brand of football.
All right. Well, for this week, I got the Tom Brady Raiders.
I'm going to go Rams.
Okay.
I'm going to go Rams because they're the home team, You know what? The Raiders exchanged their home game from last week to this week. They're supposed to be at home. They were supposed to be at home last week.
Wow.
But they weren't. All right. They're going to be at home this week. It was a switcheroo.
Ooh. We'll get to that.
No disrespect. All right. I mean that.
We're just speaking truth.
I'm just going off what I saw. I saw a lot of towels waving over there in Vegas. Home of WrestleMania next year. And I'm going to keep saying that. I don't know why I keep saying that, but
that's right.
I'm going to keep saying that.
That's right. Been down since day one-ish.
Oh, do we have a storyline here? Yeah, I did that.
Let's hear the soap opera.
We have the Kansas City Chiefs walking into Santa Clara to play the 49ers, undefeated Kansas City Chiefs, well rested, all right, coming off of a bye, against the 3-3 49ers. Also kind of rested, coming off a win against Seattle. Taylor Swift, you got Super Bowl rematch of last year, which I don't really know, which that's a headline, but I don't really like that term because, I mean, you're not facing them in the Super Bowl, so I don't really get that term. But regardless, that's what they call it. What do we have here, man? We have a hot Chiefs team, and we have a struggling 49ers team.
We do cover the Niners here, and I'm just going to keep it short and simple. Look, shout outs to all the Niners, shout outs to all the Santa Clara 49er fans, but the Kansas City Taylor Swifts, they're going to smash them. Come on, man. It's the Kansas City Taylor Swifts, man. You're not, that's
the power of love.
The power of love. It's just, they gotta lose once. Oh, nice. I just said they gotta lose once. Sorry, we're over here watching baseball playoffs. NLCS and ALCS. Anyway. Yeah, you know what? The Chiefs, they're a powerhouse, man. I mean, I don't think they go undefeated, but it's not the Niners that are going to take their O away from them. It's just no, man.
Okay.
I do still have somewhat faith in the 49ers in their division. I still think they can possibly even win their division.
Their division's not that good.
It's not that good. No, I mean, especially with the Rams, but I mean the Cardinals and the Seahawks, there's some battling right there, but I still think they can take their division. It's just nah, man. Not KC.
Okay.
Not against KC.
All right. Well, let me talk. Let me talk here.
Let me talk to you.
Yeah. So, I didn't even do that. That was just
yeah.
I didn't do that on purpose. But Kansas City should not be undefeated. Okay. The Kansas City Chiefs.
Let's hear the conspiracy.
Are like, I think it's worse than the New England Patriots. I think they get more calls than the Patriots did back in the day. I think that they never get called for holding. And I also think that when they played the Atlanta Falcons, there was a clear PI towards the end of the game that should have been a game-winning touchdown for Atlanta. Would have given them at the 1 yard line. Probably should have got an easy touchdown. But that's regardless, okay? I'm not going to get too into it. I don't think this team should be undefeated. Plain and simple. But they do have the NFL on their side. They do have the power of friendship and love and positivity on their side. Niners don't have that, okay? And to be honest, the Chiefs have been the Niners' kryptonite. I don't remember the last time the Niners even beat the Chiefs. I got to rock with the chop. I don't want to, but let's be real here, man. I don't see the Niners beating the Chiefs. It doesn't seem possible.
You're saying that KC gets away with a lot of holds. That's because the only thing that they're holding on to is love. That's all they're holding. You know what? You know what's crazy? I don't even think I know what Taylor Swift sounds like. I don't. Whenever they show her, there's no mic on her. Maybe
You want there to be a mic?
No. I'm just saying. It's crazy. I've never heard her talk.
Hey man, you're giving the NFL ideas. Now they're gonna have a mic on her. They're gonna be interviewing her after every. Hey Taylor, how'd you feel about this 10-yard game by Isaiah Pacheco? Just random stuff.
Yeah.
Nothing to do with Travis.
And she's just gonna say it's all love, and that's it. I don't think, maybe I've heard one of her songs in the background. I just don't know that it's her. I'm not too educated on her music, but I've never heard her talk. We went all that season. I never heard her speak. I don't know. That's kind of interesting to me. I don't even know what she sounds like. Like if I hear her talk, I wouldn't know it. But they show her. I'm just like, all right, man. You know what? The power of love.
Okay, you know what? Let me make one thing clear. I never hated the Chiefs. Okay. But I think it's becoming very clear that the NFL wants them to win. And that's what's getting on my nerves. I think it's very clear that the NFL wants the Chiefs to win. That's all I'm going to say. And I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not trying to sound like a hater, but that's all I'm going to say.
I don't think they want them to win. I think they want love
They
to
need
win.
them to.
They want love to win. Don't you see the end of the end zones where it says like it takes all of us?
Yeah.
Anyway, we go Chiefs. We go Chiefs, man. Shout out to the Niners. I still think you could win your division. I think it's gonna be a little bit of a struggle, but I still think you can take the NFC West.
Yeah. Next, we have a really, really good matchup, man, between the Houston Texans and the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau. Houston is 5-1 coming off a win against New England, and the Packers are 4-2 coming off a win against Arizona. Packers are wearing all whites in this game with the white helmet, white pants. Something we're not really used to the Packers wearing, but I mean, this could potentially be a Super Bowl of the future. I've said it. I do believe that they will be in a Super Bowl at some point. If it's not this year, it maybe in the next following years. What do you have on this one? It's a 10 o'clock game. That game right there is a 10 o'clock game, not even a late game.
Should have been Sunday Night Football.
If we're being real, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Just league-wise, yeah, probably should have been. We'll get to Sunday Night Football in just a second. But the Texans beating the Patriots
in Foxborough
means absolutely nothing to me.
It's in Foxborough, man. Come on. Come on. You know how hard Foxborough was to play in the 2010s and 2000s?
Yeah, no, they go over there with the freaking Boston Tea Party. It's just beating the Patriots just absolutely means nothing. It's so irrelevant. The freaking the Patriots this year are like the I forgot the basketball team that the Harlem Globetrotters always beat. But that's who the Patriots are for football. Anyway, but the Texans are a badass team. They are a badass team. But beating a soft team could make you a little dull for the following week. Okay, whereas Green Bay, they beat the Arizona Cardinals. Now, I don't want to exaggerate that the Arizona Cardinals are super duper badass, but Cardinals are no punks. Okay, in Lambeau, I'm going Green Bay, man. I'm going Green Bay. I think the Texans are going to be a little surprised. I think they're going to trail the entire game.
Wow.
I think they trail the entire game. I'm not saying Green Bay blows them out. I'm saying I think the Texans trail the entire game. With the exception if they score first, obviously, but even if they score first, eventually I think they're going to be trailing the rest of the game. I got Green Bay.
Everybody talks about the top head coaches in the league. And honestly, I think we should mention the Texans head coach in that conversation, maybe even top 3 for what he's done in Houston. I mean, he doesn't get enough credit for what he's done. I mean, that's the quickest turnaround we've seen. I can't remember a quicker one. All right. They were 2-15 or 3-14 the year before, and then they make the playoffs last year. make it to the divisional round. And then this year they're 5-1. And it looks like, I mean, they're going to be better than what they were last year from what it looks like. Going up against the Packers in Lambeau, I mean, I don't understand how this is a morning game. And yes, we say morning because we're here in California.
Yeah, on the Wild Wild West side, we get the first games at 10. Unless you're talking about a London game, then, better hook up your coffee like the night before.
You know what? That's a whole nother discussion that we got to get into. There's no real wrong pick here. Well, I guess technically there is, but I hope you know what I mean.
I think it's a toss-up.
Yeah, it really is.
Yeah, I think it's a coin flip. So that's what I'm saying. I think, I am picking the Green Bay Packers, and I am picking them to lead most, if not all, of the game. But I'm no way whatsoever saying that the Texans are not going to be right there neck and neck with them.
Yeah, at first it seemed like the Packers weren't really playing their best football, but I think they're starting to hit their stride, and Houston Texans have been doing their thing. You know what? You and Packers, I'll go Texans. Am I completely confident? No. If it was in Houston, I'd favor Houston a little bit more. Since it's in Lambeau, I do say it's 50-50. If it was in Houston, I'd say 51-49. It's not that. I think they meet. I think they're at the same level, really.
Okay. All right. And it is starting to get the weather is starting to cool down. Lambeau, Green Bay cools down a little bit more than most places. So,
and the Texans do play in a dome.
I got Green Bay. So,
all right,
it's gonna be a good game.
I'll go Houston.
I think it's gonna be a really good game.
I'll go Houston. All right. Last but not least, we have Sunday Night Football between the Jersey Jets and the Pittsburgh Steelers at Heinz Field. Jets are 2-4 coming off of a loss against Buffalo on Monday night. Steelers are 4-2 coming off a win against the Vegas Raiders. But although the Jets did lose, they did get Davante Adams. Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams are back together. I mean, it just sounds like a love. We talk about love and friendship. This is a true sort of friendship story here, man. Just reuniting. It's a story.
Yeah, let's leave love to the Kansas City Taylor Swift.
I said friendship. I said friendship. Right? The Jets can't even have friendship. It's got to be all about the Chiefs.
Okay, no, I think that's interesting. I think that is very interesting. However, I think it's going to take more than just one game for them to gel back together. All right. First of all, Aaron Rodgers is not really the Green Bay Packer Aaron Rodgers that I remember. All right. He doesn't seem like a bad guy. He seems pretty mediocre to me. He does not seem like the Aaron Rodgers. Now, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm not saying he sucks. But he does not seem to me like the Aaron Rodgers that we knew playing in Lambeau. Am I wrong on that?
No.
He just seems like just another somewhere middle of the pack quarterback now. It's not like Tom Brady went to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and he just kind of fell somewhere in the middle. No, he went over there and won. He won a damn freaking Super Bowl. Like, whoa, dog.
I don't want to talk about that Super Bowl too much.
But the Steelers, look, they smashed on the Las Vegas Tom Brady's, who were the Las Vegas Raiders at that time. This is before Tom Brady jumped in there. Very boring matchup, old rivalry right there, but very boring matchup. We got. So that's a good story with Davante Adams and Aaron Rodgers, but what is going on with the Steelers in the quarterback position, Eric?
All right. So Mike Tomlin on Tomlin Tuesdays, as they call it, said that Russell Wilson would be taking first team snaps, which I don't know if they're splitting it or if it's just completely Russell Wilson that's taking first-team snaps, which is the first time since training camp that Wilson's been doing that. And now that this is the second week he's active, there's a bit of quarterback controversy. Now, it's rumored, it's not completely confirmed that Russell Wilson is going to be starting on Sunday night. Okay. Now,
As we record this.
right, as we record this, it's Thursday night.
Yes.
So there's no true confirmation on who's starting. But from what I've seen, it's a bit of a split here, man, between a lot of Steeler fans.
Yeah, okay. Well, okay. First of all, let me ask you: do you eat tacos on Tomlin Tuesday?
Sometimes.
Nice, Taco Tomlin Tuesdays. You see what I did there? Okay, look. For one, Russell Wilson was ready to play this past Sunday. You're blowing the Raiders out. Okay, the Tom Brady less Raiders, right? See, Tom Brady less because now they're Tom Brady's success. You're playing the Tom Brady less Raiders. You're blowing them out. Throw them in there, man.
Yeah.
What are you doing? What are you doing, Tomlin? Throw Russell Wilson in there. For most of the game, he had the helmet on. For most of the game, he wanted to get in there. Get him in there. You guys are, it's like, it's garbage time. And I had told you, I said, look, if they do throw him in there on garbage time, open up the playbook. You just can't have them just handing off. But by the way, if you are just going to have them handing off, fine. So be it. But let them get some actual reps in a real game.
Yeah, they definitely should have done that on. I mean, at that point, Russell Wilson. Justin Fields had no reason to be in the game. I mean, it was 32-13. And the last few drives, there was no point of him even being there. There wasn't. You know, I mean, he did what he had to do for the game. Wasn't perfect, but I mean, his job was done. There was no reason to have Fields in there.
Are you against Russell Wilson starting Sunday night?
I don't agree with it.
Okay.
I don't agree with it. I don't I'm not gonna say, I'm not gonna hate on it so much, you know, because part of me is a little bit interested in what Russell Wilson has to offer. I personally think that there's a lot of politics and stuff going into this, which I could get into. I'll probably make another video about the whole just quarterback situation because there is a little bit of politics in it. Okay, some draft capital and things of that nature that people haven't really been talking about with this situation. But I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, but I don't hate it.
Okay, what about the fact that it's Sunday night football? Does that mean anything to you on why I put Russell Wilson in there or not?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I don't really. It's not like a playoff game or anything like that. I mean, are the Jets really even that good? We don't even know.
Well, okay. Okay. So, so that's what I'm saying. Look, check this out, man. Okay, back-to-back games. We got the Jersey Jets and the New York Giants.
Yeah. Notice how we call it the Jersey Jets and the New York Giants.
Right.
You like that, huh? You like that? They play in the same stadium.
Okay, so if you're playing against two sorry-ass teams, isn't this your time to throw Russell Wilson in? I get what you're saying. You don't agree with it. I'm not saying I'm 100% on board. I have came on here and said, look, at some point you got to throw him in. You got to see if you really have the right player behind center. Fields, he's not doing bad. I see him, progressing and getting a little bit better here and there. And that's good. That's great. That's fine. But is he the best quarterback you have right now? You don't know that. We don't know that. Okay. Nobody knows that until you throw Russell Wilson in there. And unfortunately, it's going to take more than just one game. So if you're going to do it, I would say there's the time to do it. There's the time to do it. Here, do it against these two next teams. And now I will make my decision on who the quarterback is. The only problem is that going to cool off Justin Fields?
Yeah, probably.
I mean, what would you do?
I mean, you have a guy who's won 4 out of the first 6 games. He hasn't lost you a game. I know he's lost 2, but he hasn't lost you anything. Like I said, I don't agree with it. I mean, I feel like there's things that Fields can do that Russell can't, but I also think maybe Russell Wilson might just be a bit of a better passer than Justin Fields, so they kind of have their pros and cons. I will say, and I'll continue to say, that Fields is the one that's going to get better. Not so much Russell Wilson, okay? He's 35. I mean, he's not old, but for a quarterback, he's starting to get up there in age. Fields does have still a good career in front of him, I do believe, and I would like for him to be our franchise guy. I really would. I do see potential in that, but I kind of feel like the play calling was also holding Justin Fields back too. The only time they let him just do his thing and open up the playbook was when we were getting blown out against the Colts, which we almost came back in that game, by the way, when they opened up that playbook for Justin Fields. But they've just been very conservative. I feel like he hasn't even had the opportunity to truly show exactly what he can do. But like I said, I could understand why Tomlin would want Wilson to start. Why are we so eager to start Wilson? I really don't know. It's not like we have Ben Roethlisberger back or as the quarterback, which that I would understand. You know, if Charlie Batch was going 4-2, you're still bringing back Ben Roethlisberger, right? We're not in that situation right now.
But we don't know the situation. That's the thing. I mean, you're. I get what you're saying, but at the same time, we don't know. You got him for a reason, and it wasn't to ride the pine.
You got Justin Fields for a reason too.
That's very, very true. Okay. So we already saw what we got with Justin Fields, which it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not great. Maybe one day he could become really good, but it's not bad. But if you got an aging Russell Wilson and there's a little bit of greatness left in him, squeeze that juice out of him. You know? I mean, how much do you want him just sitting down, though? It's like, okay, he's getting older. Let's see how much he's got left. Because if he does have a little bit juice left, let's squeeze that sucker out of him before he's completely depleted.
You know, I got a whole video I'll make on this whole thing because I could talk for a while about this, but I don't want to make this too long. So I'm gonna say that whoever starts doesn't take away the problems that the Steelers have had offensively. For one, the wide receiving core hasn't really lived up to, well, they didn't really have any expectations going into the season, but they could really use a quality wide receiver too. Okay, a quarterback's not going to fix that. For two, Russell Wilson or Justin Fields is not going to fix the offensive line play that's been going on. There's still a lot of problems with the Steelers offense that even Russell Wilson can't fix or Justin Fields. So there's other things that we need to focus on rather than a quarterback controversy.
What's with the offensive line? Just letting dudes just rush right in. What the heck's going on?
I don't know, but
like just wide as soon as the ball snaps, it's like whoever they're playing against, that dude's like they're behind the offensive line, and Fields has to run for his life.
Russell Wilson probably can't do that. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not saying who's better, but there's qualities that Russell Wilson has that's probably better than Justin Fields, and there's qualities that Justin Fields has that's better than Russell Wilson. That's all I'm saying.
All right, but you got Russell Wilson sitting down, just saying things like this.
What about me? What about me? I know
So then why'd you get him? You got to give him a shot.
For competition.
And we don't. And we got to see him out there on the field. We got to see him out. I think it's the right choice. I'm not saying I'm picking Russell Wilson as our number one quarterback. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you do need to get him out there to make sure that Fields is your best choice. And Fields may be your best choice down the line or right now. We don't know that. Let's find out. That's what I'm saying. These next 2 games, you got to give Russell Wilson more than just one game. You're not going to find out just in one game. Okay. You got to knock the dust off and the cobwebs and everything. You got to, and these next 2 games, I think it's the right 2 games. So
it could potentially hurt the Steelers too. It's not like they're 6-0, but
you know what? Luckily, the AFC North right now is really struggling.
Not Baltimore.
Well,
Not Baltimore.
Okay, but they're not undefeated either. They're not, I get what you're saying.
Okay.
I get what you're saying, but like I said, we don't know. That's what I'm saying. We don't know. Let's not just assume that Russell Wilson's gonna go in there and just drop an egg.
Okay. So all in all, I think the Steelers should win this game. I do think the Steelers should be getting Alex Highsmith back, which should help out the defensive line, which TJ Watt hasn't been getting much help from defense, except for Cam Hayward. He did pretty good last week against the struggling Raiders team. It should be an all right test for the Steelers. Defense. They've kind of had an up and down season. Offensively, hopefully Najee gets to play. I know he was kind of limited. He had one hell of a game in Vegas. We need to see him run like that every game. Whatever the running back coach or Tomlin, whoever talked to the running backs, needs to continue to do whatever they're doing, because that is exactly how a running back needs to be running for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He did good, man.
Okay.
He did good.
So I think we should be taking this game. I think we should be moving on to 5-2. And yeah.
Let's crush it. Go Steelers.
Go Steelers.
Booyah, baby.